The Marshall Fire Lawsuit, a controversial settlement. In a surprising turn of events, Xcel Energy and two telecom giants have reached a $640 million settlement agreement with plaintiffs just before the Marshall Fire trial was set to begin. This development has left many questions unanswered and sparked curiosity among those affected by the devastating fire. The settlement, described as an agreement in principle, was announced by Xcel on Wednesday, September 24, 2025. While it is not yet finalized, it offers a glimpse into the potential resolution of this complex case. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite the substantial settlement amount, Xcel maintains that its equipment did not cause the Marshall Fire and denies any negligence or fault. This stance has left many plaintiffs like Tanya Samaru with more questions than answers. Samaru, who lost her home in the fire, is still awaiting details about the settlement terms and hopes the funds will help rebuild the impacted neighborhoods. And this is the part most people miss. Xcel's parent company has a history of settling wildfire-related litigation. The company estimates it will pay around $290 million for its role in the 2024 Smokehouse Creek fire in Texas, the state's largest wildfire. While Xcel denies negligence in that case too, it acknowledged that its facilities were involved in the ignition. The trial, if it had proceeded, would have focused on determining liability for the Marshall Fire. Xcel faced significant financial risk, with potential damages exceeding $1 billion. A final settlement, if approved, will shorten the timeline and reduce the company's exposure. A look back: the Marshall Fire on December 30th, 2021. Two separate fires merged into the Marshall Fire, fueled by hurricane-force winds. The fire destroyed over 1,000 homes, 7 commercial buildings, and claimed 2 lives. It was an unusual fire occurring outside the peak summer wildfire season and was eventually extinguished by a snowstorm. An official report in 2023 focused on the origins of the 2 original fires. The first ignition was caused by a controlled burn by the 12 Tribes Christian sect, which later reignited due to a windstorm. The second ignition, known as the Trailhead Fire, occurred near Xcel's power lines and was likely caused by a disconnected power line spraying hot sparks. The criminal angle. The investigative report concluded that there was no evidence of criminal behavior by the 12 tribes or Xcel. While the fire caused immense devastation, there was insufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that a crime had been committed. The civil case plaintiffs, including residents, businesses, Boulder County, and insurance companies, claimed that power and telecom equipment caused the Trailhead Fire, leading to the loss of their homes and other damages. Xcel and the telecom companies argued that their equipment was not responsible and that the 12 tribes were liable for the plaintiffs' damages. Xcel's financial stake. Xcel, an investor-owned company, generates significant revenue nationwide. However, previous settlements against utility companies and Xcel's own documents indicate a substantial financial risk if the trial had proceeded. Xcel's insurance coverage for such claims is around $500 million, and the company had already spent a considerable portion on legal costs. The impact on Coloradans. Xcel has assured that none of the settlement payments will come from customers. Coloradans already contribute to Xcel's wildfire risk reduction efforts, such as vegetation clearing around power lines. Additionally, state regulators have approved a more extensive and expensive wildfire mitigation plan for the utility, which is likely to increase customer bills. Colorado's response to wildfires. Since the Marshall Fire, Colorado communities have adapted to the increased wildfire risk. Insurers are dropping coverage for many homeowners, leading to rising insurance costs. In response, communities are implementing wildfire hardening measures, such as new building codes in Louisville that require construction to be resistant to wildfires. Final thoughts and a call for discussion. The settlement of the Marshall Fire lawsuit raises many questions and leaves room for interpretation. As we await further details, what are your thoughts on this development? Do you agree with Xcel's stance on the fire's cause? How do you think this settlement will impact the future of wildfire liability and prevention efforts? We invite you to share your thoughts and engage in a thoughtful discussion in the comments below.